Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to bring you guys I guess it's a customization or project video or something like that. I don't even know what to call it. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to turn these Foamposite coppers. As you can see, the bottoms have yellowed already. I'm going to sole dye the bottoms. And this is my first attempt in doing anything like this, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Let me show you guys what materials I'm going to be using. First up though, before you even start working on this shoe, you definitely have to clean the bottom really good. So what I used is just some simple Jason Mark. You can use pretty much any cleaner. I mean, all cleaners work the same. But for me, Jason Mark has like a really nice sweet smell to it. That's why I like using it. And of course, you got the Jason Mark brush. Just clean the bottom out, but also you want to make sure to get the little rocks out within like the little crevices. Prep part is actually the most important part because you don't want to end up painting over dirt or rocks or glass or anything like that. So on small crevices, I like to use this small little flathead screwdriver. Just pick out all the rocks and things like that. So prepping the shoe is pretty much the first step. All right guys, the next step, you got to have the materials. I'm gonna go ahead and use gloves. Like I said, it's my first time doing this, so I don't want to screw up my hands, my fingers. So there's the gloves, and I use some, I use powder-free gloves, and as you can see right there, I use a size large, if you know what I mean. All right, next, I ordered this stuff from Angelus Direct. I actually found this on Sneakerhead in the Bay's vid when he did the Sriracha custom, and it's a link to all this stuff here. It's actually in a kit. So you get all this stuff in a kit, and all this stuff you will need in order to paint the soles or dye the soles. So it comes with a bunch of brushes right here. You got 2 mixing containers, and then you have the Angelus Sole Bright, and then you get to pick from 2 different dye colors. I went ahead and picked 2 blacks because I feel like I'm gonna just do a lot of black soles. So here's the one bottle, and then here's the second here, which I'm getting ready. So next I'm gonna show you guys as far as mixing, I guess, what you should. All right guys, next step is the mixing. Pretty much gonna do half and half. You're gonna put a little bit of Sole Bright in here and then a little bit of dye in here. Like I said, you're just mixing it, however much Sole Bright you put in there, you're gonna put the same amount of dye. But first, before you do that, go ahead and shake it up. Make sure you shake it up really nice and good so it's really even. And then we go ahead and we pour it right into here, into the mixing bottle. Oops, that's a little too much. I'm not really good at measurements, so I don't know exactly how much is in there, but I'm gonna try to put the same amount of dye in there. And also, I forgot to mention, you always want to put like a, an old towel or something out, or have some like old rags out, just in case you have like a spill. All right, here's the dye. Hopefully I can do this cleanly. You know what? I better put the gloves on. That's the reason why I got them. So I'm gonna put the gloves on, and then I'm gonna pour the rest of that in there. So let's go ahead and put this in here. Oh, I already failed right there. That's not good. See, that's what you don't want to do. Or they should actually make some kind of a lid so that this doesn't happen, but I think that's pretty much half-half. I'm gonna go ahead and close the cap and mix it up. And then luckily I have my rag right here that I can wipe the excess dye out with. Now we're gonna go ahead and mix it up. And then you just, you put in this mixing cup and then you just mix it up. And you just want to make sure it looks smooth, I guess. Just as long as everything looks smooth. Now that we got everything mixed up, last thing to do is just start applying the paint. and I'm just gonna try to do it really slowly. Like I said, this is my first time doing something like this. I'm not gonna mask it at all because I don't feel the need to, and I'm just gonna apply it real quick and check out that first coat. It's actually very clear. It's really not as black. I don't know if I put enough of the black dye in there, but you know, it's just a start. We'll see what happens to it. One of the things I worry about is hitting the edges right here, so I'm going to be very careful with the edges. Let's see. One thing you have to worry about on these Foamposites is, as you can see, there's like little holes, little pockets here, so that the paint actually kind of like settles in there, so you got to watch out and I guess try to pull some of that out just so it doesn't create like a puddle in there. Alright guys, I'm gonna show you guys what the first coat looks like. It didn't turn out too bad. It does have like a smoky gray look to it, which it looks pretty good the way it is, but I'm gonna kind of let it dry and see how it looks. But let me kind of get some close-ups for you. One of the challenges, like I said earlier, there's little holes throughout the outsole, but otherwise it's turning out pretty good so far. While I'm letting it dry, just wanted to show you guys, I slant it to the side because you don't want the dye to kind of drip onto the foam material. Just through trial and error, I actually did hit certain spots, like, you know, messed up. I went outside of the outsole and some of it did end up on the posit material, but what I did was, since I'm smart, see this Q-tip right here, I just put a little bit of water on it and then I just kind of wiped it off, so you can't really notice it. But that's another one of the challenges for me, because I actually, you know, I'm not really good at coloring or drawing or, you know, coloring within the lines. I've never been good at that, so you know, it happens. It's just trial and error, and it's almost dry. I'm gonna give it about another 10 minutes and we'll see how it turns out. But I can see right now that the pockets, some of them, they're not even like really dyed, as you can see there. Let me move that out of the way so it'll focus. But yeah, some of the little pockets within the outsole doesn't seem like it's been dyed, so I'm gonna probably hit it with another coat. Alright guys, for the most part it seems to be dry, and I want it a little bit darker. It is kind of like that smoke gray look, but you can kind of see some of that yellow peeking through. I just want to get rid of all that yellow. On the bottom, I didn't concentrate too much on the bottoms because the sides are really, you know, the only part of the outsole that you really see. Unless you're stepping on somebody's face, then they'll be able to see the bottom, but mainly just concentrate on getting the sides right. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish it up. I'm gonna put one more coat on it. Alright guys, I went ahead and applied the second coat, and this might do it. We'll see how it turns out. If it doesn't turn out well, I'm going to put another coat on there, but this is the second coat. I'm going to wait for it to dry, and then I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, here it is dry, and it's really still not the way I want it.
Moments later.
Alright guys, final product after 3 coats. Turned out okay. First time, you know, doing any kind of work on sneakers, and I'm happy with it. It looks better with this than the yellow soles that it had on there. And I will say that it doesn't even look like it's black. It's almost like a dark espresso brown, and there can only be 2 reasons for that. One, I screwed up by not putting enough black dye in the mixture, or 2, the soles were just so yellow that when you try to dye it black, this is the best you can get, which I'm fine with it. I mean, it's black enough to where when it's on feet it looks good. You know what I'm saying? So let me know what you guys think. Leave feedback, questions, comments down below. I'm gonna throw these on feet. I've already, you know, tried them out after a day of drying, and it does seem like the dye is kind of holding up. I don't see any kind of, you know, stains or anything when I walk outside. but I would definitely recommend not wearing these indoors, especially on carpet, because with dye you just never know, you know, unless you put like sole protectors on them, just to make sure that the dye doesn't come off on anything. So yeah, let me show you guys the gold Foamposites that I might be doing. Still contemplating on whether I want to do it or not. I think it would look really sick with the black soles. I've actually seen pictures of it with the black soles and it looks really dope. So thinking about doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you guys with the feet portion with these copper foams. So yeah, peace.